friend of mine hooked me up with the unpublished books. So Sam came back from hell, but without his soul. Then Cass brought in a bunch of leviathans from purgatory. They lost Bobby. And then Cass and Dean got stuck in purgatory. Sam hit a dog. They met a prophet named Kevin. They lost him too. Then Sam underwent a series of trials in an attempt to close the gates of hell, which nearly cost him his life. And Dean, well, Dean became a demon. Knight of Hell, actually.
Wow.
Yep.
That is some of the worst fan fiction that I have ever heard.
My name is Kristen Ballard, and I'm from Bastrop, Texas.
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
My name is Brooke, and I'm from Rutherfordton, North Carolina.
Hey, hi, I'm Haley. I'm from Australia, Melbourne specifically.
Oh, my name's Calista, and I'm from Saxon, Texas.
Okay.
I'm Holly Parker, and I am from St. Anthony, Idaho.
My name is Tay, and I am from Utah and Idaho.
My name is Katie, and I am actually from Little Elm, Texas.
Okay, my name is Barbara Bullard. I'm from Durant, Oklahoma.
All right.
And I am Stephanie Fontaine, and I am from Fresno, California.
My name is Target, and I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay. Lori Scholl. I'm from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. You're from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Lily Marino, my daughter. She grew up in Connecticut. That's why she's confused. I'm Amelia Brackett from Arkansas.
I'm Mary, and I'm from Austin, Texas.
Jessica. My name is Justin, and we're from an hour south of Houston, Bay City.
Jessica Finance.
Rebecca, I'm like from a little bitty town called De Leon, and it's like 3 hours south of here. So.
Cody Jasic, from Pleasanton, Texas.
My name's Beth, and I'm from Arkansas.
This life. It's a little bit of an unhealthy obsession of mine. I don't want to say it's my friends because it's really weird, but I just love it.
It's one big blended family that is there for one another.
Well, I have to say, it's probably the best place to have the best friends. I've made a lot of friends through this this fandom, and Nicole, you, Ashley, and a lot of others.
Just, it's something that I really enjoy. It's something I can talk to my friends about. It's something that I haven't met like huge amounts of people, but it's kind of nice to get online and be like, oh my god, there's a whole group of people who love this as much as I do.
Okay, we are going.
Oh, I mean, it's a great fandom, a great community. Obviously, I cosplay. Love the characters. It's definitely kind of become a shelter for me and a way to be extroverted, but be comfortable in socializing.
Supernatural is a fantasized, magical way of life in general. Like, demons are life's problems, monsters, whatever. They're not exactly real, but semi sort of.
It is, first and foremost, it's a family. It's a support group, especially with the Always Keep Fighting campaign. I've really needed that, so yeah, really, yes.
Well, Supernatural is one of the 2 shows that I follow religiously, one of the 2 shows that I will watch week to week instead of waiting for Netflix. It doesn't have like this super underlying meaning to me, but it's immersive and it's teaching my son about, you know, loyalty and how family doesn't stop with blood, and, you know, that there's a blurred line and kind of a spectrum between good and evil.
Right.
Right, you know, the angels aren't all good, the demons aren't all bad, you know, and people can be anywhere in the middle.
Supernatural is a family affair in the sense that I am the only nerd in my family, so nobody at home understands. But I can go on Facebook, Tumblr, I can come to a convention, and I'm surrounded by people who do understand, and they will fangirl with me, and I've been in the fandom for almost a year now, and I don't think it will ever be an old thing. I will always enjoy that thought.
Right.
Supernatural has always been kind of my safe place to go. It came and I started watching it a month and a half before my dad passed away, which was, me and my dad were really close. And then with the themes of family and sticking together and all that, it was really hard going through that. But I had this show that it was something I could share with my family. My mom watches the show, my brother watches the show, and it actually made us closer as a family, that we had this thing to share. And for a long time, my brother and I did not have a great relationship. We fought a lot, and then once we started watching the show, and the way the brothers were, 17, you know, my brother and I kind of looked at each other one day and we're like, why don't we do that? You know, they fight, they still will fight for each other. And now my brother and I, our relationship is so much better because of it. So it means, you know, supernatural means home and safe and family, community. It means a lot.
Right.
It means a lot of things. Like, it's about the brotherhood and definitely about family and stuff. And just the whole show, and it means everything to me.
It means this to me. It means the community. I mean, like, it's the TV show, but it's about a lot more than that. It's about all of us getting together. It's to be appreciated.
Yeah.
It's about like
family.
but like it's about the community of everyone supporting each other.
Yeah. I think for me, because the show itself is like perseverance. Like, they go through so much and they always get through it. And then in real life, Jared's you know, they all support each other, and then you have here and the fans support each other. So I think it's about like sticking together and like fighting through.
Okay.
You have an answer? You don't have to.
That's a loaded question. Family, a lot. Just, I don't know. It's hard to describe it all in less than like a 4-hour conversation.
Oh, okay. Well then, no.
Yeah, but yeah, Jared and Jensen just bring you the Sam and Dean. They make them real, relatable people that you can just hug them. But it brings a group, all of us together, and that's one thing that we can all get along with. And it's family, and that's really important to everybody here.
Right.
Well, she got me into it, and while we were dating, so it was something that we did before we got married, and really enjoyed it together.
Me and my best friend kind of got into it, and we don't talk as much anymore, but it's a friendship tie between us. I know, as soon as I call her up and mention, hey, did you see Supernatural last night? She's like, oh my god, and like we go on a 2-day rant about this episode, so
that's cool.
Supernatural is like my therapy. It's kind of a long, involved story. My first child was born 9 weeks early in 2005, and she lived 13 days. And if I'd had Supernatural by then, I probably would have done a lot better with her passing away. But my other daughter, my second child, passed away last year. And like, they put me on some really powerful antidepressants. And so between January and August, which was her birthday, this kind of was like me the whole time. Like, I just kind of existed. And right around her birthday, I had the first season, like, ever, and it was still shrink wrapped. So I pulled it out and I unwrapped it, and I started watching it. I'm like, first season, second season, third season, I'm like devouring it. And like, right around Christmas, I remember it being like, I had like a really great support system. Like, I have a huge family, but like, you know, they all have jobs and families of their own, and I can't call them up at 3 a.m. and say I'm feeling bad. So anyway, so I watched it, and then like right around Christmas, it was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm really having a bad night, and I was watching it, and thought, and this thought had been niggling in the back of my mind, and then finally I was like, you know what, if Sam and Dean can fight all these freaking demons and come out on top of this, then damn it, I can beat this depression crap. I went in my bathroom and I got my bottle of antidepressants and I flushed them, and I have not taken one since.
Supernatural means to me, well, that's a tough one. It helps me a lot. It helped me. I really don't have much of a life anymore. I don't do much stuff, so if it wasn't for this show, I probably would be ended up somewhere bad by now. So.
It means a lot of different things. I've met a lot of people through the show that have become friends that I wouldn't have met otherwise. It's become a creative outlet. I started writing stories and actually sharing them, which I've never done before. So I've met a lot of people that kind of share a lot of the same personal issues, and so we've been able to talk about them and kind of actually become friends, even though we don't live in the same place. It's been a lot of, it means like fun, you know, I come to these conventions and have a lot of fun, and I enjoy watching the show. It's kind of something to look forward to. I know if I have like a bad day at work or, you know, whatever, when the show is on the air, I know that that's coming up and I have something to look forward to. So it means a lot of different things.
Yeah, 10.
I was 15 years old.
24. Which makes me 14.
Oh, I actually remember first seeing an episode when I was 6.
4? 5?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Been 10 years. I was 19 years old.
20.
Like 10 years ago, I was 12.
Old. I was 14.
I was, I think, about 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't born.
No.
No, it was only 10 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
I was 3 then.
Yes, you're right. She was 3. So I was 29.
Okay.
6th grade?
That's like 11.
11, yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it aired 10 years ago, I was 18. I didn't watch it till I was 26, though.
I was, let's see, 10 years ago, I was 13.
05, I would have been 20.
Well, it's 10 years from now, so 20.
19, 20. I was 19 when it started.
I'm 19.
Yeah, 19.
So then you were 9 when it first aired on TV.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so nice because back at home, a lot of people don't understand my obsession with it. As I'm always quoting and I'm always, I don't know, supernatural everything. And they're like, oh god, here she goes again. So it's nice to like fangirl with people and be like, carry a conversation.
It's awesome, like the support that you get from everyone and knowing, you know, that everyone's going through the same things that you are in life and all that. It's something that you can really connect with other fans with.
It's an awesome feeling because there's so many people. I know before it was probably not that many. I know a lot of people that didn't watch it when it first aired, but now everybody's getting into it, and there's like so many people that talk about it, get into it, and everything. It's just pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome, to be honest. Like I said, at home, like I have 3 friends that are really into it, but most of them are at the point where they're like, oh my god, stop, let's talk about something else. And it's kind of nice to go here and suddenly everybody's talking about it. And, you know, like we're all here to see the same people, or different people. I mean, kind of depends who you like, but like, the crazy is everywhere. It's not just me. Everybody, like, so it's really nice. It's a really good feeling, and like, I got to so basically, it's a wonderful experience. This is my first convention, and it was totally worth it.
Wow, it's unbelievable, honestly. I got this for Christmas. Christmas last year, and just seeing them up on stage, not even being next to them, is incredible. And that sounds kind of stupid because they are just people, but ultimately they've made my life a hell of a lot better. So.
Right. It's amazing. They're all super embracing, and they don't care if you're dressed like a character or if, I don't know. They're all super accepting, and it's super fun to be around. I met Ashley and Kristen and Jennifer and Tay and all of these wonderful people. So.
It's really good. Like, I used to go to conventions back in 2009 and 2010, and it was not as friendly. People were kind of like competing with each other for all the actors. Well,
Really?
I don't want to talk bad about the fans, but sometimes that's the experience. But I feel like there's a bigger energy here now. Like, there's more love.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of instantly accept each other instead of judging each other. So I think we've grown closer.
It is really cool. I mean, you have no idea how many times I've had somebody come up to me and go, "Hey, can I make a deal?" Because I'm dressed as a Crossroads demon.
Right.
And then, of course, I've been able to make the Wayward Son comment. He cosplays as a hunter today, so I'm a Crossroads demon raising a hunter.
So it's,
and he keeps having to be grounded from his demon blade for trying to kill me.
there we go.
It's beautiful. It's like coming home. When I got to the convention center this weekend, I came to pre-registration. It was been a long, hard day. Just flown in from California. I was tired, and I walked in, and I saw people in always fighting shirts, plaid shirts, Winchester shirts, and I was like, I'm home. These are my people. And the first time I ever felt as part of something like a community was my first convention. That it was just kind of like, oh cool, you're part of us, you're part of something, and so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I finally fit in somewhere because like I'm in my honors group in college and I'm a part of the art department, but I don't really fit in there either. So for once, I'm surrounded by people that like I walked up on stage today in my hat and everything, and everybody just kind of accepted it instead of really judging, and I love that.
Honestly, like it's somewhere where you know no one will judge you because everyone's here for the same thing.
I'm gonna say what I said to you guys. It feels like a family reunion where you haven't met your family yet. Like, you already know, you come in knowing that everyone else is just as passionate about this as you are. So it's totally comfortable, at least I'm totally comfortable walking up to anybody and starting a conversation because you have something so important in common already.
Right.
About how it feels? Well, this is gonna get a little cheesy. I'm probably gonna get teared up. It feels like really emotional for me because I'm here with my big girl, who just turned 13, who I love to death, who normally is very anxious and very shy, and seeing her here and with all these wonderful people in her element, she's talking to people and she's smiling, and it's something I thought I wouldn't necessarily ever see, and it just makes me so happy. I know!
Awesome. I was terrified at first when I booked my ticket because I really had anxiety. But it's actually been really good because everybody here feels the exact same way, and so we all know how to like keep each other chill.
Right.
Which is really awesome. But so it's just been the little shakes, but other than that, no panic attacks, no blacking out. It's been amazing.
Surprisingly overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. You know, this is my second convention ever, and I've not met a mean soul yet. So, I mean, it's really awesome. So.
That is.
I am not one to put myself out there in public. And most of the time, if I meet like 3 people in public that I don't know, I'm like, oh, no, don't let me. Here, I don't feel like I've been judged. Like I am so much more comfortable in this crowd of like 5,000 people than I am normally around like half a dozen. I feel like not judged. Like I was in there like all the panels. I'm like, because I can't talk, I'm like whistling, so because I can't yell, yeah. So I'm like whistling, and like nobody even looks at me. I'm like, thank you for not looking at me, because I don't do looks, don't look at me. So, pretty cool.
Oh, it's great. I'm having a blast. I really have to say I love the group Supernatural on Facebook. They're the ones who actually helped me to figure out all the detail before I came here, so that was awesome.
It is.
It's pretty
cool actually to see so many people who share the same passion for the same thing. Sometimes in the same ways as you and sometimes in different ways as you. It's really interesting to see how everyone kind of interprets the show in their own way. And that people as young as 12 to people as old as 60 love the same thing that you do, so that's really interesting. There's such a broad spectrum of people that enjoy it, so it's really cool. Sometimes scary, but it's mostly really cool.
Right.
Netflix. I just saw people posting about it on Netflix, and I was like, why not? And then from that moment on, it just grew, and that's what hooked me. Really, Sam and Dean, I mean, they hook everybody, but,
Honestly, I wasn't a fan of the horror genre, but I had heard from many friends that it was a really good show besides that, storyline-wise, and so they got me to start watching it, and I was hooked from the first episode, and I binge-watched seasons 1 through 6 in about 3 weeks.
Besides the guys, is the supernatural aspect. I've always been into that. Ghosts, anything that paranormal or can't see. I've always been into that.
That's a hard one. I'm really not sure because I sat down and watched one episode and I'm like, this is cool. And then I spent like the next day, I was like, I'll just watch a couple, and then one of my friends was like, come watch it with me, I can't believe you're actually watching it finally, and we watched like 8 all at once, and after that it's just like, I need to watch the rest of it. And it was just kind of like, this is so amazing, how did I leave this for so long? I guess the other part that I kind of really like about it is, like, the story is catching, the guys are obviously attractive, but like, they're compelling characters as well as compelling people, like they really have a chemistry, and I liked the idea, like a lot of it was like urban myths, legends, like, and they kind of did their research, and so it's not real stories, but like, so like they're interesting stories, so I really liked the take on it, and the fact that, you know, like you can't kill a vampire with like, cut his head off and you burn them and stuff, like I like it that it's not pulling its punches either, like it's dark and it's interesting, but the humor is good too, so I guess it's a whole mix of things.
Right. The humor, obviously, there's a lot of really, really good and mature humor, but still has a level of immaturity that I can laugh at. The humor, the characters are so great. Gabriel is my favorite. Crowley, Sam, Dean, obviously, the characters are phenomenal and I love them.
Right.
So, definitely the characters and the humor.
Probably Netflix telling me over and over that I should watch it. And then the pilot, of course. It's just amazing. Yeah, after the pilot, I was like, there goes my life. It's out the door. I watched it leave. So, yeah.
First, it was the family connection between Dean, Sam, and John. But it was really, Dean Winchester intrigued me because he's this tough guy. The first episode I ever watched was Something Wicked, and when he was so concerned over the kid, even though he acted like he wasn't, I was like, this guy's cool.
Right.
So.
At first it kind of reminded me of Charmed. It was Monster of the Week, and I grew up on Charmed, which was Monster of the Week when it first got started. But then season 4, Castiel, done. And then Gabriel, done. And oh, Crowley, done. Except now Crowley, Mark Shepard keeps saying Crowley's dead. Haven't you seen the trailers? He says Crowley's dead. To which I'm going, am I still going to be watching? I don't know.
Curiosity. I started because of spoilers on Tumblr that I saw, and I didn't understand it, so I was like, well, you know, I gotta figure this shit out now. And when I started, it's like, okay, cool, we gotta find Dad. Awesome. And then they did something else, and I was like, okay, cool, I can run with that. And then they added the angels and demons, and I'm like, okay, fine, I gotta know what happens now.
Right.
For me, it was the brothers and their family, because that's how kind of my family is. It's like, it doesn't matter what happens, you stay with family, even if they're not your blood, you stay with those people who will stay with you. and so that was such a beautiful sentiment and something that was so familiar to me that, you know, that's what I kind of was like, oh, this is really cool. These are like, you know, I could see these people, you know, in part of my family.
Right.
So it was...
Honestly, I think it was like the classic rock and stuff and all the monsters, because I've always been a fan of like the monsters and stuff, so that's what really got me hooked.
I think first was the storyline when it first came out. I really, because I like supernatural type of stuff. But then I had a few years ready to watch it, and then I had to catch back up, and honestly, it was looking at me.
What happened to somewhere? I think the music and the mythology.
Yeah.
The storyline's great, but the mythology that carries it is always like, I think Eric Cookie said it, it's always grounded in reality. There's always something real behind the symbols or the mythology they use, and that's really interesting to me. I've always been like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that with me was part of the storyline.
I mean, even back to, I've always listened to Greek mythology, like as a kid, so that's cool how they carry that in.
And she was just saying a storyline.
It was on, and I watched it, and I was like, this is actually kind of interesting. And then, in all honesty, I didn't really get to watch much of it until several years later after I moved out. And then I think I started season 7. And then Netflix, thank God, Chuck. And I got to watch all of it again and fell in love with it all over again.
Rock and roll.
The boys.
Music of the show.
Before I met my husband, I was all about Sam and Dean and Misha and Mark and all of them, and now I'm with my husband and I'm so
I mean, oh my god. I mean, okay, like, I love the storylines and everything, but like, I can sit and watch an episode, and then I'm like somebody else, but like, I can watch it with like a friend or two, and they're like, oh yeah, and when blah 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 blah, and I'm like, wait, what? Hold on, rewind it and play it again, because I was watching Jared the whole time. You're gonna have to replay it because I missed everything. Yeah, and like, Jared was so cute when he was younger, but it's like, right?
Finding out Jared was my cousin.
First and foremost, it's kind of a genre that I like. I like the kind of sci-fi, fantasy, horror genre. So that's what initially got me interested in wanting to see it. Was, you know, a show about urban legends and vampires and all that. And after a while, it was the relationship between not only the two brothers, but how they related to everyone else that they came in contact with, like when Cassio came in and their relationship with Bobby, and all these kind of orphaned people that they've brought into their circle, Charlie and Kevin, and so even Crowley to a certain extent, I guess. And I think Dean's journey kind of speaks to me more than Sam's, but I'm interested in his journey and how he's grown from kind of being daddy's soldier, you know, to trying to figure out who he is and become his own person. So that's what got me hooked on it.
To them. The cliche thing, I love you. I mean, I have a photo op with him, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get any words out. So, I love you.
If I were to say anything to them, I'd say thank you for all the hard work you've put in all these years, and thank you for coming to all these conventions when you don't have to. There's so many other fandoms that that the cast members like don't put on conventions for their fans, and yet they keep coming back year after year to be here with us. So thank you for that.
Thank you for coming to the conventions and being so amazing to your fans, and that's it. Just thank you.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. I'd probably sit there and go, oh. I guess I'd really like to thank Jared for his, thanks. I'd really like to thank Jared for his contributions to always keep fighting. I have not family members, but they're essentially family members, like some of my mom's friends who have depression and bipolar, I have multiple friends who have suffered depression at least once in their life, if not repeatedly, and struggle with it every day. And while I'm extremely lucky that I don't, it means a lot to me that they made it available for everybody, because there's such a huge community.
All ticket holders should be in line for Ruth.
With SBN, it was. I really enjoyed the fact that he took something that meant a lot to him and could share it with so many people, in a way that people have tried and failed so many times.
Right.
And I mean, I guess you could say the same for Jensen as well, because with his Teen Levy stuff and his Down syndrome nephew, all that kind of stuff, I really appreciate that. The other thing is, I guess, thanks for bringing this, allowing this to happen. It wouldn't happen without them. And I'm sure I could think of other spooky, awful things to say to them that I would absolutely love, but I think that's probably the important thing I want to get out.
Right.
If I could, actually articulate that
Boy,
sentence
I would
sitting in front of me.
say it changed my life, honestly, because it might not seem like much, because I'm just another person in this giant room full of at least 1,000 people. But they really have changed my life for the good. And going through nasty crap in a personal life is a lot easier when you have two fictional characters on a show joking about, and you have this amazing cast to listen to and to talk to and to just ultimately kind of be friends with.
Right.
So. You guys are super hot and you are amazing. So that's what I'd say. I mean,
I would tell them thank you for all that they do for the fans and for our family.
Awesome. Hey, stop letting your handlers charge for autographs, or at least make it to where if you pay $750 for a gold access, that you get everybody's and not just pick and choose. Yeah, that was kind of a sticking point for me today, because I went to go get Gabriel's autograph, and they're like, "Oh no, you have to have a little ticket for that." And I'm like, I paid almost $1,000 to be here. Why am I not getting a main character's autograph?
Right.
It makes sense.
I know everybody tells them this, but they are truly amazing. And I know that they understand that they have fans and that they've helped people, but I don't know that they'll ever know just how far of a reach they have.
The magnitude of it.
There's always going to be people that can't come to the conventions or are too scared to go and approach them if they do come. And I know several people I've talked to who have battled depression or anxiety and stuff, who find solace and hope and help through Supernatural and the family that comes with it.
Right.
So they have a larger reach than I think they might be aware of.
I would probably tell them that they were really beautiful people inside and out, and I would make a total fool of myself because I'm being and fangirling. But I really do think that they are honestly wonderful people, and I don't know that their fans really love them. And they feel, I've never met them. I met Jared once for 30 seconds, but I honestly feel like they are my friends. Never met them, but
they're very approachable.
They are.
I'd just like to thank them for everything they've done for me and for everyone.
What would you want to say to him?
I wouldn't be able to speak.
She wouldn't be able to speak.
Oh my goodness.
I just want. I would say thank you for being part of something that is so amazing that it's helped mom and daughter, who are very different in a lot of ways, really become close and be buddies.
Yeah.
It also helped me and my mom become buddies. I mean, we never didn't get along, but we've really become friends through Supernatural. And I said to them during my photo ops, I just thank you for taking the time away from their families. They could be relaxing to come here and hang out with crazy people. I mean, even if it's fun for them, it takes a lot of energy, especially I know Jared. I can't imagine how much it must take, especially the stuff he struggles with, to come here and put out all the energy for the whole weekend, and just it's really appreciated.
And most importantly, thank you for doing this every weekend for everybody. And most importantly, thank your families. Daniil, Genevieve, Tom, Shep, JJ, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing your husbands to be here every weekend. It's amazing.
Danny's wrong. Go Astros.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things, probably too much I can actually say, but I just want to let them know how much they mean to like a lot of people, and I'd probably give up my spot talking to them to let someone else do it. That's the kind of person I
have a
am.
conversation with him. Oh my god. Like it would have to be like a 5-hour conversation or something. Because a lot of people, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I want to just hang out with him and always be so cool. I'm like, yeah. But like, dude, come with me. We're going to get coffee. We're just going to sit and talk. Just, well, whatever. We'll just go from, like, the weather to the Cowboys. I don't even care.
I want to tell Jared he's my cousin.
That's it?
That's it. I got to shake his hand. After that, I'm just satisfied. That's been a great time.
Alright.
I think just, I don't know, really the only thing I can think of is thank you for continuing to do the show and for doing these conventions and sharing yourself with us. Really in kind of the only way you can with so many people. Really just, yeah, thank you.
Any chapped-ass monkey with a keyboard can poop out a beginning, but endings are impossible. You try to tie up every loose end, but you never can. The fans are always gonna bitch. There's always gonna be holes. And since it's the ending, it's all supposed to add up to something. I'm telling you, they're a raging pain in the ass. No doubt, endings are hard. But then again, nothing ever really ends, does it?
Hi guys, it's Ashley. So, first of all, thank you so much to everyone who let me interview them. I know it had to be completely weird to have somebody really random just running up to you and asking you, hey, can I interview you? So, a big shout out to everyone who let me interview you. Second thing, I'm sorry the video is so long. I'm the type of person that I do not like editing out a whole lot because I like to see everything, and I'm not very good at figuring out what I should cut and what I should leave in. So just know that, no, I wasn't planning on the video being nearly an hour long. It just happened, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. From everybody that I interviewed and all the different answers I got, I just feel like there's no way to cut and paste and try and dry shave what all was there when everybody's answers were so good and everybody really took to heart the questions that I was asking. So, on to the next thing. I will be answering the questions myself. I was really wondering if I should do this, and at first I wasn't, because I was like, that'd be a little bit weird inserting myself into this, but then I thought about it later. I would have wanted to be interviewed if someone was running around doing what I did, so I'm just gonna answer the questions myself and let y'all know what I feel about the show and everything else that I asked you. So, my name is Ashley, and I'm from Irving, Texas. Supernatural to me, it's a very big part of my life. When I lost my job the first time, it was literally something that kept me going, thanks to Netflix and everything else. I literally go through all 9 seasons on Netflix in about a week and a half now, because my Netflix will glitch, and it won't do the every 2 hours are you still okay thing. So I will go through like a whole season in one day, obviously, because they're 22 episodes, 23 episodes. That's a whole day. So by the end of the week, I'm already at season 7 because my Netflix has glitched so much that it lets me watch a whole season without me having to continuously press the yes, I'm okay button. I don't know, it's just, I've always really been into the whole ghost stuff and the demons, the monsters, the things under your bed, hiding in your closet. I fully believe that animals can see things. I believe that there are things out there that we can't see. And they're not all bad. And they're not all good. And so it's just cool to see a show bring that to life in a fake way, but knowing that it can still happen some way. You understand? Like, I'm not saying vampires are real, and I'm not saying werewolves are real. But it's still just the cool thing of seeing that stuff come to life on a show. Let's see. I'm 22 now. So that means 10 years ago I was 12 when it first aired on TV. Yeah, 12. So that actually, I wish I had known about it then, because at the age of 12 was when we were moving to Austin, because both of my parents had lost their jobs up here in Irving, or in Dallas. And I just wish I'd known about it then, so I could have watched the first episode starting the school year down there, with a whole bunch of kids that I didn't know, and it was a new place for me, so I wish I had had the show then to help me cope with that. But I think I did good either way. Without the show, up until when I first started watching it, I did good. Honestly, being at the convention, with it being my first convention, which is why I wanted to do this recording, the interview sessions and all that, it was just freaking amazing to be around everybody and seeing everybody dress up. Because me and my friend, we were going to dress up, but then we thought, what if we're the only ones that ended up dressing up? Like, it was both our first time, so we didn't know, like, how much people actually get into it. Like, we knew people got into it, but not that into it to where there was, like, 20 Castiels on Saturday. It was amazing to see everybody dress up in their different costumes. And it was just awesome to sit next to people and to be able to sit there and talk about the show, and they actually know what you're talking about. Nobody in my family watches the show except for me, because quotes from my grandma is that we don't believe in demons. So even though it's a show, she still is very religious in the fact that she, for some reason, doesn't believe in demons. And I'm like, okay, but to believe in God and to believe in the angels, you have to believe that there are demons out there pulling you down. But that's her. So I'm going to love her either way. So yeah, it was great being around everybody. And, you know, especially being the weird one running up and asking for interviews. And everybody was just like, yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of y'all seemed really scared at first. Like, what is this for? But you're seeing the end result. You've seen the end result if you're watching this now. So I'm just so grateful for all of y'all. What truly got me hooked on Supernatural was, again, just the scary side of it. The fear side, because season 1 is fucking scary. I don't care what you say. Season 1 is, like, completely different from the rest of the seasons entirely. Season 1, they were like, we're gonna put it all out there, and either people are gonna like it or they're not. And it was just monster after monster after monster, and it was just scary. Because you don't think of ever actually seeing these monsters that you read about come to life in a show. So I think that's what really got me hooked. And so then I wanted to see what more monsters they were going to bring. What more things were they going to bring to life that, you know, you'd never think was actually real. And then of course that later comes along in, is it season 7 when they do the dragons? I think it is. Don't kill me if I'm wrong, but I think it was season 7 when they did the dragons. So that one, I really loved that. The fact that the dragons, I'm sad that we never saw a real dragon, but that they were in human form and he had to pull the sword and everything. Anyways. So yeah, the fear side and bringing all the monsters to life is what really got me hooked on Supernatural. What I would like to say to the guys is keep up the good work. I know it's not easy doing what you do every day. It's not. I myself am not an actor, so I don't know why I'm saying I understand that. But to put yourself through that every day, continuously just going into work and doing what you love, you know, that's why we're here. We're supporting you doing the job that you love as fans, because we love the job that you do. So just keep it up and just know that if there's ever a problem, you've got a huge family behind you ready to catch you. There's no need to even worry about falling because we are here. We will catch you no matter what. You know, I'd have to say thank you. Everybody thanks Jared for his always keep fighting. And that stuff is amazing that he's going through that and that he continues to fight to give us what we love. And in the end, we give it right back to him. Every season, every episode, every scene, you know, every convention, we give it back to him tenfold. So that's amazing to see. And then Jensen just being there. And for, you know, his nephew with Down syndrome and everything else. I mean, it's just amazing what they do. So, just a big thanks to the guys, and to keep going and keep fighting, obviously. And we'll be here for every season. I will, at least. So, keep making them, keep rolling them out, because I sure would love my kids to grow up watching this show. So, thank you guys. Thanks for watching this long-ass video. I promise this won't happen again. And if I do make another video, I promise it will not be nearly an hour long. So thanks, guys. Bye.
Can I kill her?
Not in public. Thank you.
Now, if there's any supernatural men out there who need a supernatural woman, hit me up.